All right, what else? We talked about the mission statement before. Y'all come every day and have these focuses. What else do we do at Bridges?
We talk about social injustices.
Social injustices.
Healthy lifestyle.
Healthy lifestyle.
Diversity.
Diversity. Exactly. Before I came to Bridges, I was a teacher in Memphis City Schools. I taught at Sheffield High School. A friend of mine wrote a program called Bridge Span. All right. This program was designed to work with the students in alternative schools to teach them career trajectory and the purpose of learning why we get this education. We specifically targeted overage for grade youth who may be disconnected from why they are in school and really don't see a value in it. So we used a series of experiential education activities to help them determine what they wanted to do and also increase their communication skills. Now, experiential education is just like regular education, except we teach through experience, right? So there's less writing and more acting. So notice when we learn each other's names, we don't just go around the room and say, all right, what's your name, what's your name, what's your name? We put an action with it. And the goal there is that you'll remember the action in association with the name, and also you become more comfortable doing things around people you're unfamiliar with, right? So we use experiential education to teach. And I left teaching to go over to work with this Bridge Span program to do these experiential education activities with youth who were disconnected from education, right? And the purpose of that, all right, was to help students become more engaged in their own life, all right? And then, so the teaching thing, what was I? Somebody tell me what I just said.
You left teaching.
I left teaching. When I
And your friend told you about Bridge Span.
My friend told me about Bridge Span.
So now you're trying to tell us what made you come to Bridge Building.
All right, perfect. All right, and I'm working for this Bridge Span program, right? In order to work with these youth who, you know, these are kids that say they're in gangs, they're drugs, they're bad, they don't know how to act in school, they can put out in regular school, all this fun stuff. And then my friend wrote this program called Bridge Span that she piloted in my classroom for a year, and I saw the power of the way students increase their learning, when they increase their communication, and they increase their familiarity with each other, and we have this fun stuff called community going on in the classroom and in the school, and I decided, yo, I'm doing all this teaching, but half my kids don't know who each other are. I'm doing all this teaching, but yo, we're doing all these standardized tests, and it's proven that standardized tests don't really demonstrate learning gains, they just demonstrate that you memorize something. I was like, how can I increase my students' capacity? How can I increase their real understanding to real world connections for what this learning means? What is the point of algebra, and why do I care about commas and semicolons, right? Well, some of these things we're talking about, this whole social justice thing, right? When I was in college, really crazy, right? Really crazy, right? Wasn't really a fan of a lot of rules.
Which college would that be?
University of Memphis.
All right.
Whole bunch of fun there. And I had this crazy major. A lot of people don't even like this class when they go to it, but I was a philosophy major. And I focused on social and political philosophy with a lot of concentration in black social and political philosophy because I am a black man in America, and there's a lot of history in America where there's injustices in how we view what equality was and opportunities that people would have access to. And wow, we were on the forefront, right, of all these philosophical movements and social justice movements. So people gonna vote, we're gonna have constitutions, we're gonna have protection for people's individual property. We had a whole bunch of people who were property, right? And while they're talking about all this justice, there was a real disconnect between what they were saying and what they were doing. And even after they said, hey, we're doing this wrong, they still didn't implement those things effectively. And that's how you have this birth of this civil rights museum and this civil rights era. People understanding what citizenship was and what a social contract is. So I'm doing all this fun work with the youth, and I'm working over in this program. We're doing all this fun stuff, and we're talking about philosophy. And Bridges changes its mission statement maybe a couple of years ago to really focus on what social justice is, and be that read a lot of books and written a lot of papers and studied social justice for about 10 years now. I was given an opportunity to help develop curriculum, all right, that connects leadership, diversity, communication skills, right, to social justice curriculum, right, and also helping Bridges connect our social justice curriculum activities and experiential education to curriculum standards for learning goals in rooms such as English or math or social studies or history, right? And one of the things we've been able to connect all our programming to at Bridges is to different classes for career connections from Memphis City Schools, service leadership from Memphis City Schools, diversity training from Memphis City Schools. And so we help develop curriculum, we put on these activities, and then I get the fun part of actually working with y'all all day. So I'm one of those people who y'all see all the time. Then I also have this fun office job that after I finish facilitating, I can turn around and sit at the desk and I look for all this important information. All right? So any questions about what I do?